Hello everybody and welcome back to Arkbeetlegaming on the casebook of Arne. I think we are quite close to the end. I know the last episode is just the start of the third chapter, which for each chapter I did 4 episodes each. So I think this one will be 4 episodes as well, but I'm not quite sure, so let's find out. Just dropping in. Geez, Lord Arne, what are you going in like that for? I don't need to meekly ask them permission to enter the room, surely. What did you come here for? Please leave us alone. Diana, gentle and scatterbrained maid, short at 5, athletic at 1, and smiling at 5. And surely she is not smiling. See, this is what I mean. Diana, just bear with us for a second. Please listen to what we have to say. I refuse. Get out of here at once. I came here to clear up the misunderstanding. Be at ease. What misunderstanding? You, the man sleeping in the bed. Stay away. Kai, the gardener who loves animals. Hide animal and finish. No, not at 5. Hide and animal are at 4 and finish at 5. It was not I who attacked you, it was my older twin brother. The evil twin brother. That's nonsense. Diana, mistress, what's got into you? It's alright, nothing like that will happen again. Please believe me. But take a good look, I'm not the one who attacked you, am I? You're his twin? That sounds familiar. Kai? Diana, haven't you heard about that? No, not in the very least. First of all, we have never met him before. My twin brother is very violent indeed. That's quite the embarrassment. It appears he troubled you greatly as well. Is that right? You know, now that you say that, it feels weirdly like you're not him. We managed to convince Kai. Now it's just Diana. Mission. Player Lynn advice, don't let Diana word reach Kai. Hey, that sounds, I don't know, weird? Not exactly weird, but not I don't know. It just sounds something. The maid didn't seem to trust the vampire word, so she tried to question the gardener. However, the girl shouted loudly over her words so they wouldn't hear the gardener. If you can clear minigame and reasoning without mistake, you'll receive a reward from Zisye at the end. It won't cause any change in the main story, but try your best. Okay, what do we do? Oh, it's something like this. Okay. Hey, we did it! Look, Diana, it's all fine. Well, is this man really a different person? Yeah, I think so. If you say so, Kai, then I'm having everyone assemble, so would you two please come as well? But I'll protect the two of you. As the next head of Einwhite family, I won't let such an awful dispute happen again. If you're not the culprit, then you should accompany us. You sneaking around is why you're under suspicion. I should have asked earlier, but who exactly are you? Let's hold off until everyone is present. Why are you so casually declaring that you yourself is a vampire? Should I not? Absolutely not. I felt there was no need to hide it if I were appearing before a human anyway. We will explain later, so would you two go ahead to the waiting room? Huh? Okay. Sure, but Kai, are you alright? I'm fine now, besides I don't want to stay in hiding anymore. Like the guys say, we should get along with them. Understood. Well, we'll be going to the waiting room ahead of you. Thank you very much. Okay, a lot of save point going on right now. Well, we have now assembled everyone. Now, we head to the final stage. But first we need to think about the connection between you and I, Lord Arne. If you just go in front of everyone and say, I'm none other than the heinous vampire or neuntote, that would be really bad. In that case, you may decide. I decide? Indicate to me what kind of relation would be the most appropriate for this situation. Incidentally, I did spread the rumor of the resident that Lynn Unwise is a great detective. So it would be convenient to have something that works in tandem with that rumor. Then, what if you are... your mentor, of course. Mentor. How about if you are my mentor? Not bad. It wouldn't be unnatural for there to be a teacher or mentor who taught me to be a detective. The great detective Lynn Unwise has a grandiose detective mentor. Yes, by connecting to your rumor, I would probably be able to spread that one. Grandiose detective? You're a great detective, as such it's natural that I'm be greater, yes? Well, sure, but... And I don't want people to think that I'm on the same level as you. Did you really need to say that? What are you on about is important. Understood, Lord Arne, so you're my mentor. Well then, let's spread it now. Evilly, bloodily. Arne cut it off. Now, all preparations are in order. Let's go, Lynn Unwise. Hey, why are you interrupting? On the contrary, why do I need to wait every time? Okay, let's go. See, I knew it. Kai's the killer. I'm trying to explain to you that's not true. Stop it, Burn. Maybe you should just shut your lap. Burn, get a hold of yourself. Quite the delightful scene we have here. Gee, stop hurrying ahead on your own. Don't blame the shortness of your leg on me. It's the height difference. Mistress, who is this? Don't worry about me, rather let me see the rest of your argument. What? He'll introduce himself shortly. Lord Arne, what are you doing, stirring them up too? I had no intention of that. A new person showing up at this point. I've got it! This must be the true culprit. You should really keep your mouth shut, Burn. Seriously, you. He shoved them away. Lord Arne, firstly, all of you sit down and relax. Why is somebody who just suddenly show up running the show? Yeah, no kidding, if you don't explain yourself. Who indeed you be? Mistress, an explanation, please. Sit down. Burn, let's just sit for now. That might be a good idea. Okay. It's a pleasure to meet you. I suppose I would say that my name is Arne. Courtesy. Arne, you said? Oh, that's cute. I imagine you're aware that Lynn Unwise here is a great detective. Huh? Mistress Lynn is what? Kai wouldn't know, right? Because he wasn't affected by the first rumor. You didn't know, Kai? The detective beauty of the millennium. The very reincarnation of Sherlock Holmes, you know? I have no idea. And who trained the great detective Lynn Unwise none other than me? You've heard the rumor, I'm sure. It can't be. The grandiose detective of the millennium. The very reincarnation of Sherlock Holmes. Sherlock Holmes got reincarnated twice? Oh, this is silly. It seems things here were a bit too much for Lynn Unwise to handle alone. So I've come to finish the job. I've seen this plot beat in books too. Now I have gathered all of you here. I take it you know what that means. You have figured out who the killer is, right? Precisely. Who could it have been? Now we will begin a delightful production which shall bring the killer to light. Lord Arne's really getting into this. It feels like he's putting in some dramatic flair. But ever since he appeared, everyone has been caught up in this atmosphere. Maybe this is how a detective should act. That said, it would be a bore to simply guess at the killer. Woman, come over here. Do you mean me? You're the only woman in my sight, am I mistaken? I'm very much a woman, rarely. Never had I considered myself a man, forsooth. Okay. I don't quite understand what are you saying, but at any rate, come here. Not to worry, I won't bite. I understood. You have quite a tortured way of speaking, don't you? You think so too, Arne? I think so too. It's a pain in the ass to read Ellie's dialogue.
And I'm tired of pretending it's not.
No, nothing of the sort. He just came out and said it. Why aren't I? Surely you're not going to be like Elise is a killer, right? Haha, I would never do something so trite. Good, so Elise isn't the killer. That I said nothing about. What? You, old coot. What? How rude. Oh, did I hurt your feeling? Allow me to apologize. Incidentally, we have here two detectives. Would you happen to know what kind of entertainment can unfold at a time like this? A battle of reasoning in which they throw theories at one another, perhaps? Exactly. Lynn and Wise. Yes, I will present my theory that this maid is the killer. What? What are you saying? As such, you must give your all to stop me. You're joking, right? I am not. We both possess the same information. It shouldn't be impossible, should it? What? Why? Because it's more delightful this way. But this maid stands now on the gallows. What are you? Ooh, what's that? You're serious about this? If you cannot save this maid, it will prove my theory correct. And this maid shall be your father's killer. Do you take issue with that? Why are you making me do this? Haha, you're a great detective, are you not? I am... Now, you ought not to finish that sentence. Take a look at the maid's face. Mistress, please, don't kill me. Please save me. Elise, you're a great detective, so it must be fine, right? What indeed did you want from me? Think back, Lynn and Wise. What is this show that's about to begin? I get it. So that's what it is. At least it will be okay because I'm the next head of Einwise family and a great detective. Leave everything to me. Mistress! That was a close one, Lynn and Wise. No kidding. I nearly neglected to rise to the stage. So this is a play you prepare for me, where I'm the star. I didn't ask for the script that has the main character losing, you know. Well, we'll see about that. Perhaps it's a tragedy? It already is a tragedy. I don't want it to be any more of one. In that case, act like the star, Lynn and Wise. Alright, Lord Arne, let's see if this is a problem stage for me. Okay, let's save the game. Today's program, Lynn and Wise vs. our neuntote. Now Lynn and Wise, this is your final stage. I shall explain the rules of the delightful game you and I will be playing. Please do. I'll tell you my theory proposing that this maid is your father's killer. If I'm mistaken, point it out how. If you cannot find a flaw, this maid is the killer. All of this I've said already, but should you prove my theory incorrect, we will then switch roles. It won't be the end. That wouldn't settle anything, would it? I guess you're right, but so then I also indeed shoot someone and theorize that they're a killer. I have to theorize? Be at ease, Lynn Unwise. If your theory is wrong, I will certainly point it out. Unless you can create a flawless theory, the wrong person will not be named the killer. So then, that being said, do not submit crude theories. Even if the person you choose is a killer, I will point out any holes in your theory. True, I can't imagine you making a mistake. Meanwhile, I don't think I will make a perfect theories. So basically, on my turn, I can't let myself pick the killer. And on your turn, if you pick the killer, you'll definitely have a flawless theory. Understood. I'll make good use of your theory, Lord Arne. Come, Lynn Unwises, us stand joyfully together. Okay, save. A lot of save points. Now let's begin. Arne's turn. Right, go right ahead. Prattling on about detail would make this drag on, so as far as motive, any thought we might come up with would be little more than a fantasy. As such, for this maid, I choose to focus on her escape from the room. This maid herself testified that she went to the 3rd floor before Lynn Unwise. She had a daily routine of bringing her master medicine. She could certainly enter simply by being invited in. After knocking you out, it would be difficult for her to push her master down to the basement. There were many weapons in the storeroom as well. She would also be capable of beheading a fake corpse. But a real question is her escape. The guard testifies that your father's room was locked. Thus, she must have locked the door and left the room, but this maid does not have a master key. The door cannot be locked from the outside, and your father's master key remained within his port. However, there was a route only this maid could use it. Oh, the tunnel to the storage room, right? Namely, the vent. After locking the door from the inside the room, she escaped to the storeroom using the vent. This is how it was possible for her to murder your father. So, is my theory mistaken? Objection! I didn't see that coming at all. The girl pointed out all the errors in vampire theories. Click the image and select it. Be sure to select everything that's wrong. Click the image again to deselect it. Once you made your selection, click on O on the bottom right. Okay, let's see. She doesn't have a master key. And she can certainly go there, but Lynn heard the voice on the 2nd floor, right? So might be the face taken. I'm not sure which one is wrong. It's daily routine take medicine to her master. Not that one. This doesn't have a master key. That's true. It is escape through vents. I think this one is wrong because if you enter the storage room, you must have a key to get out of the storage room too, right? You go with this? Yes, I will. Lynn couldn't have escaped through the vent. Why is that? When I went through there, there was a den of dust bunnies. That's right, it was filled with dust. Oh, that's the real reasoning, okay. If Lynn had gone through them, it should have cleared out much of the dust. Precisely, Lynn advised. Okay, my reasoning was wrong, but I chose the right thing, so I'll take it as a win. Mistress Lynn, thank you very much, very much. I'm glad to know you're not the killer, at least. You experienced those personally, so that was a simple one, yes? But to keep up with the pace, we might find a killer with surprisingly little effort. We still only gone through one person. I know that's not enough to satisfy you, Lord Arne. Oh, you understand me rather well. Next, it is your turn, Lynn and Wise. Choose someone to present as a killer. If I come up with a theory using some complicated trick, I'm sure it will make a mistake somewhere. I don't have that kind of talent. And if the person I choose as a killer, I'll be giving them an escape route. So I have no choice but to choose the people I know can have done it and have Lord Arne point out the flaws. I select Eins. Me? Huh. Running, Lynn and Wise. Now present your theory why this person is the killer. Heinz left the kitchen in the dining room. Rejected. What? The guard should have been in the dining room all the while. Leaving the kitchen undetected would be nigh impossible. Well, then he went out to the courtyard. Also rejected. There are guard dogs in the courtyard. If they bark, even the guard would notice. Anything else? Nothing else. This should be fine because I know Heinz couldn't have killed father. I do understand your thinking, but even so, come up with some better theories. If you honestly intend to use me, then give the great Arne some entertainment. Right. Save. Now, my turn. Since the woman before was a maid, I shall select another maid. Diana? From her testimony, there is no question that she acted together with the gardener. As such, I shall present a theory in which they were collaborators. So if I can find a flaw, both of them are the killers? Kai's wound haven't fully healed yet, so I will present both of us. I might not put your hope in Lynn, I'm wise. Without further ado, my theory is this. These two had no business going into your father's room like the previous maid did. So in other words, our point of focus should be how they intrude into his room. Listen carefully now, Lynn and Wise. Yes. The gardener used the ladder to get from the courtyard to the second floor guest room. And naturally, he used that same ladder to make it to the third floor as well. However, while the ladder can be dragged around, bringing it up to the second floor is no easy task. If you're alone, that is. Yes, that seems fair. However, the maid was in the guest room, so the two of them pulled the ladder onto the terrace. One of the two entered into the mansion to visit father's room and get his attention. During this time, the other entered through the window in his room and concealed themselves. This also explains why the door was locked, because the maid possessed master key. In addition, the gardener was able to take the murder weapon and the head outside of the mansion. So, is my theory mistaken? Objection! The girl pointed out all the errors in vampire theory. The two corroborate left the ladder onto the terrace. One of them went inside and headed to the master's room. And Kai climbed up the ladder from courtyard to the terrace. I think it has something to do with Diana being afraid of height, right? So let's read some of this. Acrophobia. Diana has extreme fear of height. I can't even go out on the terrace. Diana can't go out on the terrace. So yeah, this one is definitely wrong. And this one of them went inside and headed to the master room. One of them went inside and headed to the master room. This one is possibly correct, right? There's nothing else. There's nothing that contradicts to this, right? Yeah, I think it's just this one. Diana and Kai couldn't have worked together to lift the ladder onto the terrace. Why is that? Diana has an extreme fear of heights, so she can't so much as go out on the terrace. And you're also wrong about one of them going to the house to father's room. Why is that? Zisye testified that no one left on the guest room until Burns screamed. Oh, I missed that one. Zisye testified that no one left the guest room until Burns screamed. That's a contradiction. Correct again, Lynn and Wise. Mistress Lynn, thank you so much. That's our mistress. It's only natural when you two didn't do it. Well done seeing through the two of my traps. But this would be hardly worth my time if you couldn't see through something that simple. There are 2 people remaining. Lynn and Weiss, you took a cowardly move earlier selecting the chef. But will you do the same again? I can't theorize as skillfully as you, Lord Arne. So you have to choose from someone whose actions are restricted. In other words, someone who's very likely not the killer. So you say. Our game thus far has not decided the killer. Lynn and Weiss, the next person you choose will be someone highly unlikely to be the killer. In a sense, the one you do not choose is the one whom you suspect. Why do you have to say that? Have I said anything mistaken? Work up your resolve, that's what it means to find a killer among this lot. You must choose, Lynn and Weiss. Be at ease, I will disprove the guilt of the person you choose. So choose the one you do not want to be the killer. I will... It's safe. Yay! Mistress, I'm afraid it's your bedtime. I don't wanna, I can't sleep till mother and father come back. What are they doing? Your father and mother are having a grown-up conversation with guests that have come to visit. You must not interfere with them. How about this, mistress? I'll read you a story until you fall asleep. Really? Until I fall asleep? So if I don't fall asleep, you'll read forever? Indeed. Should you fail to fall asleep, I suppose I'll just have to read forever. So Gramps will have to read me a story all the way until morning? Yay! I would be grateful if you sleep before then. Sweet memories. There you are, mistress. I heard from father, so this room is going to be remodeled. This room is full of memories with mother. Why would he? Does he even care about her anymore? The master loves your mother even now. That is what he said to this room. Was too much painful without her here. I'm so worried. My memories of mother only get further away with time. So to lose this room too. You need not to worry, mistress. Precious memories remain no matter how much time passes. I say this having lived many years more than you, so trust my appearance. I hope you're right. To prove it, shall I tell stories of when you were just born, mistress? You were so fond of my mustache, you were always pulling at it. Hehehe. Mr. Lynn, of course you'll pick me, right? I mean, I'm not the killer, look. Don't you think the Gordon did it? I'm a guard, you know, it's my job to protect everyone, right? Gordon gone silent, he can't even make excuse, I'm sure of it. I choose... Burn, say burn. I don't care who the killer is, I don't want to select burn this time. I choose Gordon. Good job, Lynn. What? You've got to be kidding me. Silence, human. This game is between myself and Lynn and Weiss. Do not add unnecessary comments. Yeah. Well then, Lynn and Weiss, so you chosen the old coot. Can you make a theory pinning him as a culprit? It will have to be away from his room to the 3rd floor that avoid detection by both guard and Zisye. There isn't. I don't know how. So then the old coot is not the killer either. In short, you're wrong. It's not me. I thought you were suspicious from the start. You would also know the resident action and thus find gaps to act within. And also rule number 1, the first witness did it. Wasn't that written in the book you read? Seriously, you've got it all wrong. How unsightly, you should give up and confess. Hahaha, what is this? This is dumber than the dumbest gag comic. Hey, what the hell? Why are you looking at me like that? So it was you after all. He was suspicious from the start. Burned? Why? Sure burned? Show some evidence. There's no proof I killed him, right? Evidence you say, it completely slipped my mind. Well, don't fret, I'll go get some now. Just wait patiently until I return. The rest of you don't lay a finger on the guard without evidence. We haven't confirmed him as the killer. Sure, bring whatever you think you can, cause there's definitely nothing. And you all keep your grubby mitts off me out, or it ain't gonna be pretty. Lynn and Weiss, come along. Okay. Okay, where are we going? What are we going to be discussing? That was decently entertaining, Lynn advised. Lord Arne, is Burnt really the killer? Why would you think that? Huh? If that were a fair way to decide the killer, we could have left it to a majority vote. What? Then what was all that? I mean, for me to have some fun. Didn't I say as much? It would be a bore to simply guess the killer. You're kidding, then what was I fighting so desperately for? That was not in vain. You demonstrate clear reason why some could not have done the deed. Incidentally, our game didn't so much as touch upon the means of decapitation or the murder weapon, yes? Didn't you think it's strange that it was all in the method of intrusion? Well, a murder weapon wouldn't have been necessary to kill father. You can't just consider these things piecemeal. And also, it's difficult to ignore something as unique as the headless corpse. Of course, I did intentionally not bring it up. Did you? Normally, one would consider not just the action at the time of the crime, but the murder weapon and method. However, we know things that we normally wouldn't. This gives us a clear picture of the serpent action, and thus we give them undue focus. Lynn and Weiss, why did we have such knowledge? The reason we knew things that we shouldn't really know? The girl stood in front of the source of their knowledge. Zisye. The mirrors. What Zisye saw from here is the information we shouldn't actually know. Lord Arne is the mirrors. Indeed. Huh? Do you not realize? Huh? So it isn't the mirrors? Well, never mind. Indeed, I refer to the mirrors. He means something else, right? But he want to keep it secret from now to entertain himself. Indeed, I refer to the mirrors. You realize as well, did you, Zisye? Huh? Wonder what you mean. I'm just trying to help out. Well, were you now? What are you getting at? This is what I'm getting at. Hey, what? If we ignore the information Zisye saw from this mirror? Hold on, did you really need to break it? Of course, have I done anything without a reason? Pretty frequently, yes. There's a reason all my action, namely my entertainment. Oh, I sort of understand as much, but to hear you say it without hesitation. I would like to keep talking if you don't mind. Gee, yes, please continue. Indeed, if we ignore any information that Zisye saw, there's only one person who could move freely around the time of the crime, is there? They could go in and out of your father's room and even to the basement. There was also an opportunity for them to put that note in your room. And they knew that way has been broken, when there was no way of knowing what a fool. Huh? Mr. Lynn, is something matter? Hey, you hold it right there. Shut up, what are you doing not letting a guard, huh? And I gotta score at least a couple points in my favor before you guys name me a killer. Please wait, if you run around like that, you'll wound. It's alright, mistress. It's more important. Please hold your horse, everyone. Huh, trying to lure everyone out at once, that saved me some time. Huh, what do you mean? Lynn and Weiss, stay here and block the path of anyone coming this way. Huh, block the way? Hold on a second. Okay, safe. As I thought, you stayed behind. Why is the room dark though? What a sloppy crime it turned out to be. Once I realized the answer, no tricks or anything, well, Though I suppose you may be right that such things weren't necessary for you. But even forgiving that, your killing of Lynn and Weiss was far too crude. Wasn't that practically an admission of who you really are? Well, who is the murderer? The vampire is ready to name the killer. Use the information you have gathered to select who it is. If you want to view a map of the mansion, or click the tab here to open it up. Okay. Okay, let's see. Okay, let's look at the info. What we have here. So, Arne is saying that we should ignore Zisye because Zisye may be lying. Okay, so I don't actually want to go through all of this, but I remember from the last episode, we hear that the only person who definitely cannot be inside the master's room at the time of murder is Gordon. And all of that source of information come from that he was not seen by Zisye and not seen by the guard, for which Zisye is over here and the guard is in the dining room here, right? So the only guy who was not possible before to be a killer is Gordon, and now that we ignore Zisye, he is a suspect and he have master keys and everything. Yeah, I think it's Gordon. I still confirm that I suspect Gordon from the last episode. I still think Gordon is the most suspicious person here. Okay, I shall select Gordon. Is Gordon the butler, the one who killed Lynn and Weiss' father? Yes, I think so. Are you sure Gordon is the culprit? Absolutely certain. Am I right? So it's you, old coot. Young one, you should watch your mouth. Haha, young one, am I young to you? What have you been going on about? I haven't the foggiest idea. Sorry, I did my best, but everyone come rushing at me. And anyway, there was no way I would be ready to block the way all of a sudden. Don't worry, I have no such expectation to begin with. What? At least have a little expectation. But what were you talking to Gordon about? Nothing of great significance. Only that he killed your father and attempt to kill you. What? The time is nearing for this delightful production to come to an end. Let's say we dub it simply the Einweiss murder. The culprit of this Einweiss murder, the one who killed Lynn Einweiss' father, was this old coot. Hold on a second. Gordon has an alibi and no motive. Motive? Is such a thing necessary? It's just after the fact reasoning you human append, so you just can't accept it, is it not? He killed him because he was bored. Killed him because he thought he could. Kill him just because. Kill him for no reason. Those are perfectly sufficient reasons for me. But... And besides, Lynn and Weiss and I narrowed the choice down to this old coot and the guard, did we not? However, guard, you couldn't have done it, could you? Of course not. And there we are. You yourself understood that the guard couldn't have done it, surely. He could not prepare a headless corpse. And why's that? Burn. Couldn't do blood. He fainted at the sight of blood, so he couldn't have made that crime scene. Well now, so you do understand. As Lynn and Weiss say, the guard is too incompetent for murder. You don't have to mean about it. That leaves this old coot as the last suspect. So tell me your action around the time of the crime once more. Before midnight, I was reading in my room the whole time. And around 12:15, I believe it would be, I went to kitchen to discuss food with Arne. After 12:30, Diana come to get me, so I head to Master's room. That seems no different from what Lynn otherwise told me. Yet something in your word contradicts my information. Lynn otherwise determine what it is. I don't know. Don't give up right out of the gate. Think about it. I don't know who this code is to you, but feelings are unnecessary for reasoning. Seeking only the truth, for that is a tale you desire. Current statement: I was reading in my room the whole time. Click here to switch between picture and prior information. Click here to switch between Gordon's statement. There's a single contradiction between some prior information and Gordon's statement. Once you pair the contradictory element, click check here to confirm your choice. And the one on this side will do the same thing. Okay. No. See, Gordon had 3 statements. I was reading in my room the whole time. I went to the kitchen and then I come to get me. Let's see. There are 3 pictures. I don't actually know. Any info we have here?
Two hours later.
I don't know, guys. I don't know, so I'm just gonna choose this one. Wait. Let me just think really hard one last time.
One eternity later.
I don't know, so I'm just gonna choose this one. The picture of Gordon and Elise and the Gordon statement that Diana come to get me. So I don't actually know. I'm not sure of everything. This is hard. Alright, so and I also cannot read the speech over here, then that's very inconvenient. Not sure if that is supposed to happen, but that is what happened to me. Indeed, take note of his talk with the shortmate. It doesn't seem to line up with his statement. What's the contradiction between Gordon's talk with Elise and the statement he just gave? Oh, there's nothing here. But I cannot read the speech behind that. I think again it might have something to do with this one, because this one is his first action, while that he doesn't have to interact with anyone, right? Because this is the one that he is alone. So let's see if we can do something if we take that as a base. So this statement has something to do with the murder. That's what I think. So this one is when he tell everyone that everybody else except him is terrible to the master in some way. This one is when he scolded Elise for breaking the vase. Oh, I don't actually know, but let's go with this one. Indeed, that statement of his is super unusual. Find some better past context to compare with it. The contradiction between Gordon saying he stayed in his room and what we learned in the past. What? It's not this one? How about this one? If Gordon was really in his room the whole time, he shouldn't have known about the vase Elise broke. Oh! Precisely, Lynn unwise. Okay. Third tries the charm, I guess. And if you supposedly stay in your room, why did you know about the vase being broken? Come to think of it, that slipped my mind. I thought I heard something breaking, so I went to look. So did you go look? Well, you're an old coot after all. I'll grant you might forget a thing or two. And you didn't meet the maid there? I did not. I would wager she had gone somewhere to dispose of the broken vase. I simply connect the dot of the wet floor, the missing vase, and the sound I've heard. The maid took around 5 minutes of cleaning up there. You must have been walking awfully slow. I was at a good part in my book, you see. Huh, such a lousy excuse. Are you sure you didn't notice the vase being gone while heading back from the master's room to yours? What proof do you have for that? Oh, very sorry indeed. Very well. That isn't the important part. So you went up the stairs from your room and saw the vase missing in the second floor hallway. That is correct. So he say, Lynn unwise. That's to change the subject. Were you aware that Lynn unwise was attacked by the dogs? Say again. She was called out there by a note. Any idea what's that? I have absolutely no knowledge of mistress landing in such a perilous situation. You instigate the mistress, didn't you? It was surely your detectiving that caused her to. Lynn unwise chose that herself. I was in no way responsible. Now then, Lynn unwise, think carefully. While you were all disputing in the dining room, I was still in your room. I left right around the time the tall maid came bursting out of the dining room. Who could have gone in there to put the note in your room? When Bernd ran out of the dining room, Ines went after him, and you and I know Diana and Kai were in the guest room. That means the old coot and the short maid remained in the dining room. But the short maid was ordered by someone to go look for you, wasn't he? Wasn't she? After all, Lynn unwise was attacked by someone and nearly died. She was attacked from behind in the bath, and marked like the 3 large claws were left on her back. Impressive of them to enter without anyone noticing. Who indeed could be capable of that? Lynn unwise, you must know, yes? That can't possibly be. It's inconceivable. Hey, you two, I was wondering. Who is this Gordon guy? Oh my god. I get it now. Zisye cannot see Gordon. Zisye cannot see Gordon. Gordon is not human. With 3 large claws. Is Gordon a werewolf? I don't know. But oh, it's already 50 minutes. It would be a good cliffhanger, right? So thank you everybody for watching, and please like and subscribe to my video if you haven't yet, and see you again in the next episode. See you. Goodbye.